Hey guys, this is Dark Prince. Welcome to the YouTube channel Dark Prince Trades. All right, I'm going to have two-part videos today. First part, I'm going to cover the indexes by IWM and also some of the tickers BDR, Easy Fuel, SGRP. On the second part, I would cover some of the special stocks that I'm holding on the swing. I'll be covering that a bit later. But first things first, uh, congrats to all the folks who loaded BFRI. There were two plays on this, one from $3 to $4 on the FTN news, and then another one in the $2 to all the way up to $10. High conviction, high swing play, worked out totally in our favor. One of the biggest gainers for me in the month of November and also in my career as well. I did set a minimum $5 and a maximum $10 PT on this, and I'm so glad that it worked out so well for all of us. I hope you all banged on this idea, and we will continue to load this. Keep an eye on this and load when it is more reasonable to load. So, okay, let's wait for the dust to settle. Right now, somewhere around $4 seems to be supporting. Under $4 also is good. But we'll wait and watch to load this specific ticker. There's lots of DD I've already shared on this. It's a pretty good company, a solid company as well. Good potential on this. Obviously, I also did some trades here last week. A couple of trades on this downtrend as well from the top of $10. In the end, all is well on BFRI, aka Burfi, one of our favorite stocks in 2021. All right, I'll move on to the big guys. The big boys is SPY and IWM. I'll start with SPY. Um, Highly volatile right now. With the market hitting the top at 473 and the COVID variant also coming into play, all of a sudden, a lot of volatility came into the market, and now we are trading below the SMA 20 on the daily. Obviously, we also closed near the 50 SMA, which is a good sign, to be honest. But it has tested that 450 and even went below the 450 on the last 3 days, and then now we are looking at next week in play, and the fear factor still there. Question is, how far this is going to go down, because the RSI is in 40s right now, which indicates there is some more potential to gap down a bit. There were a lot of gaps here when it moved from 426 to 473. There were a lot of gaps that were skipped, and so those gaps could potentially be filled. Again, this is all potential things. And with the RSI hitting 30s and then showing bounce, we'll have to see if this continues to bounce from some key levels. Worst case, I'm looking at a quick 425, 430-ish zone to act as the next level of support. But again, that is just something that prediction, right? So we need to watch the market here rather than trying to time the market here. So let's see how the 450 holds, and then let's see where the next support comes into play. BB, the Bollinger Band, is obviously at the bottom right now at 452, 464, and 476. So we'll have to watch how this behaves in the upcoming week. Lots of questions. So let's take it day by day, week by week, as I mentioned in the chart analysis that I posted earlier. All right, moving on to the next big one, IWM, the small cap index, unbelievably oversold, unlike SPY, because it even hit RSI 16. I don't know if many of you noticed on the daily, and then it did bounce, but again, back to RSI 30. Weekly is also looking, pretty close to being oversold. And from what I'm seeing on this small cap reaction that's been happening, this is terrible in my opinion. Below all three SMAs, by the way. So it is definitely oversold, not just the RSI that is indicating that this is an oversold. Bollinger Band is again very wide. Let me show you that, 213. Look at this. This is so wide that we are looking at 36 points difference between the bottom and the top. That is a huge percentage. And the EMA 200 on the Hourly is at 224, so still below that. Support zones. All right, so when you look at the support zones, it's somewhere in 206, 210-ish right now at this point. But then below that, 199, 197 also comes into play. This needs to consolidate, to be honest, and has to show some reversal signs as well. And so one of the key indicators to look at the reversal is the SMA 200. So if I look at the SMA 200, which is somewhere around 225, yeah, that's going to be tested for sure. And we need to see if it is consolidating here or finding a new support and then slowly clawing its way back. Stair steps are much better. And any high conviction that you have on your small cap picks that you have, stick to it. That is my opinion, because it's all oversold, and set your tolerances as well. Okay. All right. I'm moving on to the first swing pick that I already have, BDR. I've been alerting this in the 110s. It's been popping 120, 130. I didn't really like the action, to be honest, because I was expecting a 160, 180 spike on it. But then eventually it got dragged down under $1. And then now it is at what, 84? That is way too oversold. RSI is at 23 on the daily. And then if I look at the Bollinger Band, it's another massive wide Bollinger Band. Look at this, 88, 106, 123. That is calling for volatility, to be honest. And then if I look at the reversal indicators on the bottom cloud, let me clear the MAs here, all the way up to $1 zone. Okay, 180, 200 is at $1, $1.04, and this is a spiker candidate, to be honest. And all the more this being low is only adding the reward from this point even higher. Of course, there is risk involved in such low floats plays, but this is a spiker candidate clearly for me, and I've played this many a times in the past from these lows. And this is there is a double bottom coming here at play as well in the 80s. So we need to watch this zone here. But then I'm going to let this ride, to be honest, because of the gains that I've made last week, last month on some of the picks. I'm setting my tolerance a bit higher on this. So since it's already oversold, there is no point in for me to sell here. I don't like to take losses in the oversold zone territory. I would like to wait it out, see if it can get back to that. Honestly, it has always bounced off these levels. So I'm going to wait on this BDR. I've posted the reversal indicators on the chart. Take a look at it on StockWits and Twitter. I already posted that. Again, below all three SMAs, needless to say that most of the small caps are in that kind of a territory right now. Okay, I'll move on to EasyFuel. This is one of my favorite stocks. I did sell on the pop the other day. It was a panic sold, to be honest. I did mention that in the room as well. I was planning to hold it a bit longer, but then with this price sitting at 2.3 and then closing at 217, which was the previous lows. Now, question is 217 going to be a support for us? 210, 217. So we need to see how this holds this $2 zone, closes over 217. I want to see how that works out. Okay. The indicators to watch for on the hourly is 238, 241, 253, 256, all the way up. And the Bollinger Band is also pretty high on this. The pivot itself is at 261. That itself is like 20%, 30% more, guys. So even if there is any pivot magnet or attraction that's going to happen, this is going to go very high from this point. Okay. So reward from here is high. People who are holding here, yeah, they potentially have to wait a bit longer or probably average in, but set your tolerances, guys. These plays, we need some tolerance to be set. But again, like I said, it's already oversold for me. So based on my portfolio size and based on my conviction, I'm going to add this and keep this, wait for the reversal. I'm not a guy who will add on a reversal. I'm a guy who likes to add at the bottoms as it dips. That's my strength. That's where my expertise come in. So I would stick to my conviction, my strategy, and then of course the tolerance changes from person to person depending on the portfolio. So set your tolerances. This chart is clearly oversold and it has a disruptive business model. And if somebody is looking at a COVID play, like the restaurant theme that ran last year, the mask plays, this is a disruptive business model because they do fuel supply on site, and this could potentially have a theme that is running into where many people could potentially load this. Expansion news is going to be a big catalyst on this. Right now, oversold. All right, I'm moving on to the next one, which is SGRP, my favorite stock. I've been playing this for quite some time. 2017, 2018, 2020, 2021. I've been playing all this for a long time. So again, Bollinger Band is pretty wide. I'm not going to look into the Bollinger Band. SMA is at 143, 145, 158. It's coming into tight channel right now. Held well, to be honest, not to jinx it. I have a good position on this. 120, 130. is a good solid load zone, and I've been saying this for quite some time. It's not like this SGRP fell all of a sudden into this low in this new market. It has been falling in a downtrend since what, last 1 month, since it hit that 170. And of course we did have a recent play where we also had this 255 hit on this recently. So this is a good zone here to load. To be honest, 123, 128, this has held well in the past too, and I've played this many a times. So watch for the support 120, 130 to hold, set your tolerances, and watch for the reversal indicator 136, 137, 141, 142. I've also mentioned this in the same chart that I posted on ST and Twitter. And this is a spiker candidate, guys. Look at this. 123. Oh, remember this? Last time when it kept on downtrending and hit 123, what if I have taken a loss here? Would I have missed this 386 spike? Oh yes, I would have missed it. But I made a good gain on this when this run happened. I sold somewhere in 2s and 3s, but look at the conviction and look at the risk reward ratio here, guys. That's what I care. I don't care if a stock is in downtrend. Like I said, that's where I take my chance. And let's see how the market works out next week. But to me, I'm loading this. I'm holding this no matter what, because this is a spiker candidate and I can wait on it. And a retail theme play in December is always something that we need to watch for. All right, guys, I think I'm done with this part 1 video. I will share more in the part 2. I'm going to explain about NLSP, NVIV, PTIX, my top 3 picks in the swings that I'm holding. Heavily shorted NLSP at this point. I'm going to share my DD. I'm going to share the chart as well. But overall, guys, conviction is what going to rule us now. Don't try to time the market, because if you try to time the market and try to buy a bottom, an absolute bottom, you will never find one. Because you will only know that a specific thing is a bottom only when it reverses. So that is the reason why I added the bottoms, and not at the same time I also see where the reversal indicators are set in a chart. So it is not just buying a bottom and setting a PT. No, it doesn't work that way. You need to watch for those reversal indicators. You need to keep in mind the general market condition, and you also need to set your tolerances. As simple as that. And I've been keep saying this: set your tolerances, believe in your conviction, and let's go for it, guys. All right. Watch for my next video, but enjoy your Sunday. I'll share more later. All right. Thank you, guys. Take care. See you later. Bye.